In this video, we will look at the recent criteria which the Victorian State Government published for the nomination of the subclass 491 visa. Now, this was targeted at recent Victorian graduates who are living in Melbourne and in regional Victoria. So, let's look at the requirements. So, if you are a recent graduate of a Victorian Education Institute and hold a subclass 500 or a TR visa or the temporary graduate subclass 485 visa, you become eligible to apply for a registration of interest or ROI. So the residence requirements for this criteria is you can be living in Melbourne and be eligible for Victorian nomination. Once you're granted the subclass 491 visa, though, you will be required to relocate to regional Victoria. Now, usually the requirements to apply for a subclass 491 visa in Victoria is that you need to be living and working in regional Victoria. But with the introduction of this new criteria, you can be in metro, but once you're granted the 491 visa, you must move to regional Victoria. And also, you must abide by the conditions of the subclass 491 visa, which is that you and any of your dependent applicants to live, work, and study in a designated regional area. So let's look at the employment requirements. So recent graduates from a Victorian Education Institute are exempt from the regional employment requirement. So if you're a recent graduate from a Victorian Education Institute, you are exempt for the employment requirement. So if you are not working or you're working in non-skilled employment or working for an employer who is not physically located in regional Victoria, you must enter zero for the estimated annual earnings in your ROI. Now, there's a question in your registration of interest where you need to mention your annual earnings. So, if you're not working, mention zero. If you're working in non-skilled employment, mention zero. Or if you're working for an employer not in regional Victoria, you must mention zero on your ROI. The other criteria is for onshore recent Victorian graduates who are in regional Victoria. So if you're in regional Victoria, once you're granted the subclass 491, you're required to remain in regional Victoria, you and also your dependent applicants, because that is a requirement or condition of the subclass 491. Once again, the employment requirements are if you're not working or working in non-skilled employment, or if your employer is not physically located in regional Victoria, you must enter zero for the annual earnings. However, if you're working in skilled employment in regional Victoria, you can claim annual earnings in your ROI. And obviously, you must submit sufficient evidence for any claims that you make in your registration of interest or your expression of interest for that matter. So, just wanted to bring this update. This was actually published on the 19th of September 2024 from the Victorian State Government. And I will see you in the next video.